Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I am Starko Gaming and we are back with another Dragon Champion video. Guys, if you are level 15 or below, make sure to use the promo code Starko to get a free starter pack. To do so, it is pretty simple. You go in the settings, use the promo code, and you enter the code Starko, STARKO. You press OK, and you will receive a free starter pack, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the goodies. So guys, today we're gonna be doing something we haven't done in a very long time, which is release a new beginner guides for Dragon Champion. So today we're gonna be talking about the best leader for each race in Dragon Champion. We're starting to have a shit ton of leader in the game, and I think it is important to figure out, at least as a new player, which leader should I work towards to in every single race to actually be optimal if I can only build one team per race. Because when you start working on your legendary event characters, legendary event events, pretty much you're gonna need to build one team, full faction team of 5 characters. I'm gonna need a lead for all of them. So today we're gonna talk about which is the best lead for each race. So let's jump into the heroes here. Let's go into the race section and let's sort that by a leader. It's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to go race one by one, and well, if you guys disagree with me, let me know in the comment section. Let me know why. Also guys, don't forget to join the Discord server. Every month we have 10,000 dragons in giveaway. All you gotta do to participate is be on the Discord server. Link is in the description down below, and follow the instruction when we post them in the giveaway section /Dragon Champion. So guys, let's get started with the human faction. The human faction is very simple. There's no other choice than Solius. Solius is the best lead for the human faction, actually the best lead for the order faction, actually a race. I don't know why I keep saying faction. A lot of people do. Anyway, if we actually take a quick look at his leadership here, you can see the leadership is maxed out. Both the physical damage and magic damage of all allies from the order is increased by 25%. So it doesn't matter if you're a panda, you're a demon, or whatever you are, as long as you are a order order faction character, is going to get 25% increased damage, both physical and magic damage. And then the counterattack chance of all ally humans increased by 10% for each living human in the party. The critical chance of ally health increased by 5% for each living elf in the party, and the potency of all pandas increased by 5% for each living panda in the party. So in addition of being the best order leadership, also buff humans, elf, and the panda, which is actually pretty amazing, way better than Darian leadership, which we're not even going to be talking about. Next guys, we move up, move down, move up, whatever. We are up to the orc faction. Orc is one of the race, goddamn, one of the race with the most leadership character in it, to be honest. But there is literally only one leadership that's really going to be important in this one, and it is Zira. Zira is the best PvP leader in the game, or maybe top 2 PvP leader in the game now with Nelly. It kind of changed, but the advantage that Zira has is that she is fully plug and play, because yes, her leadership will be good for orcs, but overall it's just about bringing those debuffs. Like if we take a look at her leadership here, the potency maximum health of all ally orc increased by 20%, which is pretty amazing for orcs. But also, when the battle starts, all enemies receive a tenacity decrease, armor decrease, damage decrease, and a buff immunity for 1 turn. So this leadership ability is literally the best plug and play leadership ability in the game. Let me know, by the way guys, which is the best leadership in the game in your opinion. Let me know guys. So that is Zira. There is nobody else that can compete with her. Also, if you go with clan, you have her, what is her name, Renta. I don't use her much, so don't pay attention. But here, she is pretty much the Solius version of the clan. See, both physical damage and magic damage of all allies from the clan increased by 25% all ally, or gain 5% lead steal for each orc in the party. The crit damage of all ally goblin increased by 10% for each goblin in the party, and the tenacity of all ally from pride increased by 5% for each living pride character in the party. So it can actually be very useful leadership early on in the game, but overall, Zira is going to take over very, very fast. And until you, if you don't have Zira, Trumgar is going to be your best leadership at that point. We're not going to go through all those leadership because this video will take literally 5 hours to do so. No, maybe not 5 hours, but still, that'll be a very, very long video. Now, if we move to the health faction, health race. I said faction again, man, damn. I should just smash my head on the wall, right? Anyway, guys, the elf faction talent is the best leadership without a single down. Not that Nightail is not a good lead for the elf, but Nightail as a lead is good for the second elf team. So if you're building the main elf team, you're going to be using Nightail in this team, and that's going to be as a characters in the team and not as a leader. So if we take a look at the leadership from Talon, which is one of the best leadership in the game, used to be the best mostly at some point, but it's not anymore because they kind of nerfed it a little bit a few months back. But anyway, increase the critical chance of all ally elves by 30% and recover 20% their turn meter open landing a critical hit, and has a 50% chance to restore one turn to a random ability can be triggered once per turn. So extra critical chance, get turn meter up by doing critical hit, and 50% should restore one turn to a random ability. That is just an amazing leadership, guys. The best leadership for the elf race without a single die. Makes Talon so freaking strong when she's her own lead. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's definitely one of the best leadership in the game. Next, we have the Goblin. The Goblin is actually pretty simple. The only leadership Goblin wise that is worth is General Murdock. Now, if you're running the half pig and you do not have a half pig lead yet, well, Goram is actually an amazing leader here, but it's just not really a goblin leader. It's like a self plus half pig leader pretty much. But anyway, let's jump on General Murdock here. Let's take a look at his leadership ability. Upon landing a critical hit, all ally goblin recover 20% of their turn meter and have a 50% chance to call a random goblin to assist, can be triggered once per turn. So well, pretty much Goblin will get turn meter and will assist, which is going to do a lot more damage, especially if you have a guy like Dr. Frank, yeah, that's the name in your team that put is shocks, and then you get all that follow-up attack plus the assist from this leadership is like so much follow-up attack that is kind of ridiculous. And this leadership, like the synergy with Dr. Frank, is amazing because of this leadership. Best goblin leadership in the game without a single down. Now if we move to the Panda, Panda is not the best leaders in the game, guys, but I'll have to say that Lake as the best leadership in all the Panda. They're pretty much close to each other, as all these three leadership actually can be viable, pretty close to each other, but I do believe that Lake leadership is just a little bit stronger. If you take a look at this leadership, you can see here all ally Panda gain 1000 penetration. By the way, guys, penetration is a stat in the game that is often overlooked. Penetration is so amazing. What penetration does for guys, it's pretty simple. It ignore armor. That is pretty much what it does. So the more penetration you have, the more you ignore armor and the more damage you're going to be doing, obviously. So each time when ally Panda counter attack, a recover health by 100% of the damage dealt. The only sad thing is that we don't really have counter attack in the Panda faction or in the Panda race. Well, we do have counter attack now from wow, what's the name? Rio Ren, whatever her name is. The Panda we never play. We have counter attack from Master Joe, but usually you don't use those two characters with this dude. Although it's Rin. Wow. Rin, R-I-N, guys. If you build a team, for example, with Lake leadership, with Ember, Rin, and then a healer in the tank, well, actually, that counter-attack leadership actually works. But anyway, what's very important in this leadership is really the penetration. So Lake and Ember can hit like a freaking truck. That's what's really important here. If we move to the next race, guys, we have the Pride race. The Pride race, all three are very good leadership. They all do amazing things, but I have to say that Nessa is probably the best lead. Not only she is a great lead for Pride, but she is also an amazing plug and play leader. If we take a look at her leadership here, all Pride members gain 20% in SCT at the start of the battle. All Pride member gain a shield equal to 20% L, and at the start of the battle, inflict poison to for 2 turns to all enemy. Now that poison can be useful with the Pride characters, or can be useful with other characters, and also it really buff what she can actually dab poison. So yes, it's huge for the Pride because 20% in ST and 20% shield, shield equal to 20% HP. It's actually amazing, but also that poison gives you a huge start. You know, you bring characters that deal extra damage against poison, and then you do a lot of damage. That can actually be very useful. Anyway, you kind of get the point here. This is the best leadership in the Pride race. Auto Hera, if you're trying to unlock buff, you're probably gonna go with the Hera lead because you know, it makes Salvador so much stronger. Although Nissa does have a synergy with Salvador too. It's really hard, to be honest, because all 3 Pride leader characters are actually amazing, but I do believe that Nissa is the better of the 3. Next we have the Dwarf race. The Dwarf race, people will expect the brand new legendary characters to be the best lead, but he is not. Nelly is. Nelly is the, from what I think I've seen, is the only characters that have a level 7 leadership ability. If we take a look at her leadership here, all I dwarves start the fight with 100% chance, 100% charge, and 20% turn meter, which pretty much what that means is that if you use Bordwin and Zappy in this team, they are going to nuke any team with their AoE, which is pretty much what it means, which is literally why Nelly is such a good leadership for Dwarf. If at the start of the turn, allied Dwarf has 100% charge, remove 4 debuff from himself, and gain debuff immunity for 1 turn. So debuff immunity, debuff removal, that is just freaking amazing. This is why she is the best lead in the Dwarf faction. Baldur leadership is decent, but it's just not as good as the Nelly leadership. And then next we have the half pig. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We have the half pig. Half pig, you actually both are amazing lead. It's really hard to pick one lead. The only thing that's gonna make it very easy to pick one lead is that 99.9% of the player base do not have Cannoneer. So that makes it very easy to pick Wizard, but it's really gonna depend on the team you're running, because sorry guys, I'm gonna get a drop of water here. Okay, so if we take a look at Cannoneer lead here, guys, you're gonna see if we drop that there to a level 6 ability, all ally half pig gain 30% of their maximum health, so 30% increase HP for all half pig, and increase potency of all half pig by 10% for each half pig in the team. So that means 5 half pig, that means 50% potency and 30% HP. That is just freaking crazy. But if you run with half pig that don't really need the potency, like for example Barrel, you're not really running him with for potency. Centurion Heater also can be useful for both of them, but it's not that important. And then you have the other one here, Ambulance. So that gives you 3 characters that don't really rely on potency. So if you bring Cannoneer as a lead with them, it's not that useful, and if you actually bring Wizard as a lead for them, it's gonna be more useful. So I have to say that in my opinion, Wizard might have a little edge on Cannoneer, but they are both amazing leadership. If we take a look at Wizard leadership here at the start of their turn, ally half pig, apply acorn for 2 turns to a random enemies. If enemies have at least have less than 1 acorn when dealing damage to an enemy with acorn, ally half pig or half pig minion restore their shield by 10% of max HP. So apply acorn, no acorn, whatever. Acorn is very important. It really buff all the half pig out there, which is actually pretty damn amazing. So in my opinion, Wizard is the best lead for the half pig race, but don't count Cannoneer out, because I think Cannoneer in the future might be becoming the best half pig leadership in the game. It's kind of sad that the both dwarf and half pig race, their best characters are epic characters, best leads are epic characters and not legendary characters. Well, it's less obvious on the half big race because Wizard is really amazing right now, but in the future I can see Cannoneer taking over when we have more half big that rely on high potency pretty much. If we move to the last race, we have the demon. The demon is actually going to be pretty simple. It is buff. Buff is the best leadership for demon. It's pretty simple, guys. If we take a look at it, increase the speed of all ally demon by 15 and tenacity by 30%, and the 33% chance to decrease the target, the turn meter by 16.66% when attacking. This is just the best leadership for demon in the game, without single doubt. Turn meter reduction, speed increase, and tenacity increase. Nothing can beat that. So definitely the greatest demon leadership. Now guys, if you don't agree with some of my choices, please let me know in the comment section. As always, I'm just trying to bring the best content to you guys, the best guide to you guys, and hopefully this video was a part of it. So guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of my amazing community. You all keep enjoying playing Dragon Champion, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Thank you.